Hey guys, how's it going? This is my video review of DreadOut 2, which came out on February 21st, 2020. It was a one-day delay because of some technical issues, but it's finally out. I just finished playing it last night. Took me about 8 hours. I did enjoy it. Wasn't the perfect experience. Wasn't a terrible experience, but was a good experience, which I'm going to get into a little bit. This does continue from the first game, so I do recommend playing the precursor games before this to get up to snuff on the story. There is a option in the game to let you watch the previous story, kind of like a generalization of going through and telling you what exactly the plot is from the previous games and leading up to the current point. So my usual videos go over the graphics, the sound, gameplay, and fun factor options. So let's get into it. First thing, obviously the graphics. Definitely a huge improvement as the game, the development team moved from Unity over to Unreal 4. Definitely shows a big improvement. I do like the character models. They look really nice. The game moves much smoother. The environments are huge, lots of detail. It's more of an open world this time as opposed to just set sections. So I did like the fact that everything felt so large scaled. The graphics are not exactly a cutting edge. I mean, it's a step up from the previous game, but it still looks more like a PS3 game, maybe around that era, early PS3. So don't expect anything like amazing, but it looks definitely an improvement for considering how small the staff is. Character designs are really nice. I love the monsters. There's some really creepy shit in this game. Stuff that makes you just go ugh, like it's so gross, but it's really good. It has an effective delivery. As far as anything else visually, I mean, again, you've seen it before. It looks more like a game that was made 10 years ago. So, but again, I can't really fault it for considering one, the game price tag is very cheap. It's only $18, so don't expect a lot. And two, it's made by a very small team. So, cut them a little slack there. Nothing really else to write home about. There's a lot of little visual cameos in the game, like from whether they're parodies of existing franchises or just like little Easter egg secrets. But that's more of into a gameplay thing. I'm just mainly talking about visuals here. But overall, it's good. You know, it's nothing amazing, nothing stellar, nothing bad. Just definitely improvement, and I can only see it getting better with future games. And I hope this franchise continues to move forward. Okay, that's really nothing much else to say on the visuals. One small thing. Linda is sexy. A man. Dark Linda, man. Dark Linda is waifu. Hell yeah. I mean, I know that's kind of a spoiler because you're going to see that character later on, but she's hot. Anyway, moving forward to the sound. The voice acting's pretty good. Can't say it's anything blockbuster. It's good delivery. I do like the whole Linda thing. That shit always creeps me out here just hearing that. Love hearing when the monsters or the enemies say that shit. That's shit's awesome. But the voice acting's pretty good. There is a lot of moments in the game where there is some tension. Like you can feel it because Linda does go through a lot of shit in this game, man. I feel bad for her because like the whole school hates her. You'll find that out in the very beginning. It's like, oh my god, poor Linda, poor baby. She's so sweet, and she's just the victim of circumstance, unfortunately. But anyways, back to the sound. As far as the music, it's there. You don't really hear a ton of it. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing really gripping, but it is effective, and you do hear the DreadOut theme, which I do like. I'm assuming that's traditional Indonesian music. I'm not well versed in Indonesian culture, so please don't comment, like, don't hound me on that shit, because I really don't know. So I'm just basing it on what I, general research and just what I've experienced. So not particularly expert, never been there, so I really couldn't tell you. But overall, the sound design is decent. Like, it's nothing to be overly like, oh my god, it's amazing. Or nothing like, oh god, that's fucking awful. Like, it's good. It's sufficient. Really nothing else to say on the sound design. Let's get into the gameplay. This is probably going to be the big one. Gameplay is drastically improved from the previous games. There's a lot of new mechanics. Obviously, the cameras, the phone, the Iris phone is your main star. You do basically Fatal Frame-esque shots where you fight the supernatural with your camera, flash the camera, and then boom, it defeats the enemy with X amount of hits. They did add a couple more mechanics to kind of vary the gameplay up a little bit. Now there is a charge shot. So if you hold down the shutter button for a period of time, it'll charge the shot and make it do a little bit more damage. I don't know how much more. It doesn't seem like it's a lot more. I'm guessing like 25% more. I can't really tell. But most enemies, like minor enemies, go down in about 2 charge shots as opposed to, I think, 3 normal shots, I believe. I usually focus on charge shots since it kills them quicker. Also, they added a melee mechanic, which was kind of weird because the previous game just had ghosts. So everything you had to either attack with your camera or run away. But now there's physical entities that you actually have to kill with weapons. So it felt very Silent Hill-ish, just being able to pick up an axe or a dagger and, basically maul your opponents and instant kill them and shit. Which is pretty cool. I do like the fact that you can switch between the 2 styles of play. It obviously depends on the scenario. It's not like you always hold an axe or you're always having your access to your camera. Each chapter is different. They also added, what was it they added? Oh, the kind of like stun kills, like instant kills. So if there's a feature on your camera where you charge up your shot and it blinds or like stuns the enemy, which if you melee them during that status effect, they will basically you'll perform an instant kill or a cinematic kill. Basically, it doesn't work on bosses for sure. It works on normal enemies. And some normal, stronger enemies, obviously you need to do it multiple times to kill them. But all the minor enemies will die in one hit from that. So it is really powerful. But also I noticed you kind of can abuse it too much. Where any minor enemy really doesn't pose a lot of threat because you could just, again, stun them and instant kill them. And boom, they're out of the way. Even if there's like 5 or 10 guys or 3 guys, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just, and also you have invincibility during that attack, so enemies can't hurt you. So she also has I guess she has a run mechanic, but I couldn't get it to work. Like I noticed my controller, it says hold A or B to run, and I could never run. Like it's broken or something. I don't know what was going on, but there's a lot of glitches in the game. Like, there's visual glitches. The most hilarious one is the mirror. When you see a reflection, and it's the same orientation as your character, rather than seeing an actual mirror image. So you're facing forward, the mirror's also facing forward, so it looks hilarious. I don't know how they screwed that up. But that was one of the first glitches I noticed in the game, visual glitches. It doesn't break the game or nothing, it just looks funny. There's also other glitches where enemies, you can't run, like, I noticed when enemies are in your way, they're in your way. So you can't run through them, you can't go around them, they have to be out of the general area for you to get by them. So if an enemy barricades a door or something, you can't open the door, you can't get past. In some cases, it locks you in a room because the enemies will not come in, so they just stay outside and you can never go out. I've been stuck in a couple rooms that way where I had to kill myself just so I can make progress. So there's a lot of little bugs like that. Sometimes cutscenes replay for no reason. Like there was one section with the tiger where I initially saw it, you shoot it and then it moves and then you shoot it again to make it disappear. And then I come back in the same area and I guess I go a different path than one I'm not supposed to go. And the tiger's there again. And then I do the same thing and the cutscene starts up again and I can't get out of it. So there's a lot of like game progressive bugs if you kind of just break the boundaries and go areas you're not supposed to. Because I guess it expects you to follow a set path, but if you go off the path, the game starts to act weird. So also certain enemies in this game, oh my god, it is so annoying to fight. You'll be fighting a boss and the boss is just constantly barraging you, which you have no chance to react or dodge, and you're just taking a ton of damage. I noticed mainly with the first boss was like that. The tiger boss was a bitch, man. Fuck that tiger boss. It took me like 3 or 4 tries to get into a rhythm, but it felt like there was a lot of the boss designs are just cheap. They're just cheap and not very well designed. Like they need to rebalance the game a bit, make it a little bit more strategic and a little bit more fair. Also, I think Linda needs like a turnaround feature, because I noticed when she's holding her camera, she moves slow as hell when she's trying to move it around. She needs to have the ability to just do a 180 spin like in Fatal Frame and like in Resident Evil, because enemies flank you, and especially when they're invisible, since you can't see some of them because they're ghosts, you have no way of knowing, what's attacking you. So having the camera out and you notice, hey, there's a ghost behind you, boom, you can spin around and shoot them. I mean, there's times where I'm just getting smacked all to death. I don't know what's hitting me. Or I'm in the camera mode trying to find out where the target is, and then the target, I know it's going to come behind me, and I'm like, crap, I can't spin around fast enough to hit it. So there's little things like that just kind of make the game annoying. There's, again, the progression bugs. Some interactable objects stop becoming interactable. I've had a couple cases where I couldn't even finish a level because the object that I needed to interact with was not accessible. One of the puzzles in the game was broken with the controller. I could not... it's the one where you hit like 5 switches, and there's like a little glass casing with a rock in it. You cannot move those switches up and down, like because your controller goes left to right, and there's top 2 switches and bottom 2 switches, but you can't go and select the top or the bottom. It always stays either on the bottom or on the top, and I could not change it. I had to use my keyboard to be able to do it. So that's a glitch with the controller. I don't know if the developers kind of like, that's a big oversight, but there's like a lot of little things like that where the game just, you have to reload your save file. I mean, it wasn't too much of a nuisance, but it's like, come on, guys, you gotta fix that kind of stuff. That's bad. I don't know if they rushed the game out just to get it out and didn't really realize that, oh shit, we fucked up. We need to fix these problems. But overall, like I said, I got through the whole game. I didn't have too much problems. Just minor, some, mainly bullshit bosses and some minor glitches. But for the most part, it is playable. Not really too much in terms of like side stuff, I notice. But I'll get that to more into the replayability, which I'm going to talk about next, the fun factor. And probably that's the thing that people care about the most. Is the game fun? It is fun. It's a good game. It's got problems, though. It's got flaws. Biggest flaws, again, besides the technical issues, is despite being an open world game, it's very empty. There's a lot of dead space. So you just run around and you're just looking for stuff to interact with. There's really not too much. There's lots to see, which is awesome. And then you find all these little Easter eggs and stuff. I love looking at the posters and talking to specific characters and finding out some more lore. a picture of a character. Oh, that's from this game, or oh, that's a boss from a previous game, or from the DreadOut game. Like, there's a lot of cameos and a lot of little hidden Easter eggs lore, which I love. Thought that was really awesome. But as far as like just doing stuff, it's pretty much the set path. You can't really do anything else. Like, there's no power ups, there's no progression system, there's no really that much side stuff. There's this urban legends NPC that you can talk to. I guess you can find hidden stuff. I never got any, so I'm not sure how that stuff works. But from what I saw, there's like some hidden ghosts, some small side quests, and then the urban legends. I really didn't see much else. You can travel to like 7 different areas. There's a fast travel system. There was also a phone system that I never used. I don't know what the purpose of it was, because I never had the option to use it. So I don't know if it's very chapter specific, or if it's a broken feature, or if it's something that hasn't been implemented yet. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to do. So replayability is very minimal. So if you pretty much did all the side stuff, like the urban legends and the very minor puzzles or story quests, there's really no replayability. It's pretty much a one and done. It only has one ending, which was really disappointing. I thought there was going to be a multiple endings, because I will say that ending is trash. God, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but man, I was disappointed at that ending. It really felt that it just ends, and it's just, that's it. That's what it felt like. I was like, wow, talk about anticlimactic. It's so bad. I felt like they just rushed it out. Or it feels like, that can't be the real ending. It just no. That's why I thought there was going to be a second ending, but there's not. Some people just said that there's only one ending in the game. Unless they're going to plan future DLC, which I would like, or maybe they'll do a big update to improve the game. You know, to me, oh yeah, we're going to add some more endings and stuff. Then I'm more willing to give it a higher score, because at this rate, it's a good game. For $18, I was kind of surprised they only charged that much, because the previous DreadOut game was $15, so I was surprised it only went up like roughly $5, an increase in price for how much it's improved. But yeah, it's a one and done. I still love the series. I do think it has so much potential to grow. I look forward to the third one. I hope they even add even more stuff and make more improvements. It definitely has potential. It's a great franchise. I actually want to watch the movie, which I found out about last year. There's a DreadOut movie, which is awesome. I do want to watch that. But overall, it's a good game. I give it a solid 7. Nothing more, nothing less. Like, it wasn't disappointing. It was more like I wanted a little bit more. It was a good game. I liked it. I know the reviews on Steam say mixed. There's going to be a lot of people that hate it. I understand why. I'm hoping once they fix all those bugs, they add more stuff, maybe features, or again, multiple endings. The game could probably bump up to a 7.5, even an 8. But as of now, I can say I recommend it, but tread carefully. Obviously, play the previous game, see what you're getting into. They're pretty cheap right now. I think my friend said he got it for $4, which is an amazing game for $4. But just tread carefully. Don't expect a whole lot. It's nothing like, oh my fucking god, it's the next level of horror game. You know, it's a good horror game. It's made with some love. And for 2 people, I think, on the development team, which is amazing, I can totally be like, all right, that's pretty awesome. But thank you for watching my review, guys. I appreciate it. I know you're probably wondering, like, did I actually record this in segments? I actually do all my reviews in one single take. I don't script this. I don't review it. I just say what I gotta say, get it off my chest, and then I just end the video. So try to keep it as genuine as possible. So, you know, I'm just speaking my mind. I don't want to like cut it up in segments. I just like to say it in one continuous thought. So give a thumbs up for my videos if you like it. Visit me at YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Pretty much HGhaleon. It's pretty much across the board. I'm the only person that's with that name. Easy to find me. So I'll be streaming other games and reviewing other videos soon. sure what's coming up next. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and you guys have a good one. Take care. Bye.